What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Happy holidays. Christmas is right around the corner. New Year's is literally right after. 2026 is coming. There's a lot of money out there to make. It's up to you to learn how to go get that money, right? There's a lot of money out there. You just got to figure out how to get it. If you landed on this video, perfect. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, stay watching because I guarantee you are going to learn something. You're not going to regret watching this video. And yeah, I guarantee you this is going to leave an impact on you and your trading. So I'm going to show you the concept and the strategy that I use to make $7,000 today alone and $20,000, $30,000 plus every single month day trading the NASDAQ using prop firms. This is the only strategy concepts I use. I repeat this every single day. I made $7,000 today. This is the same model and strategies that my students use to get their payouts, hit 5-figure months, $10,000 plus a month. And yeah, man, I don't want to waste your time. Let's get straight into the video. Time to lock in. Now we're in the charts. Follow these steps. You're going to be able to make 10 fresh rackaroonies at least every month, right? Swear. All right, so get into it. How did I do on the day today? Today I made 157. Just secured my green day on my top step basically. And then today I'm stacking accounts going to the end of the year on my funded futures. So it was around $7,000 between everything. Everything was done on the live. As you can see, we had hella people green. See all the green guys. You can literally see how the day went. I literally said live if you want bread. We got on the live, smack green, bang bang, made my money, took another one, called this shit out, you know, bang bang. Let's go to the profits. Ooh. 101 student, hey, he going crazy. If you guys watched my last video I made, my 101 student, he started trading 30 days ago and he took his first payout after buying his first ever account in 30 days. And he's already passing more accounts, getting more fundeds, locked in. See, everybody's going crazy. So yeah, let's get into how I'm doing all this, how we're doing all this. What is the strategy we're trading? How is this even possible in the first place? So I'm going to go over a couple of trades that I've taken on live and with the members every single day at the New York Open. And I'm going to kind of review the trades and explain why they played out and explain the strategy. And you guys can kind of, go through the different strategies that I'm going to go through and see which one you like the most, what makes the most sense to you, and back test it. So let's start right here, right? So this day, December 15th, we're coming out the open, we're climbing in the pre-market, and what do I see? Okay, I got an eye out. Previous day, right? December 12th, because this is Monday coming out the open. This is the last day from the previous week. So the previous day's New York low gets swept right here coming out of the open, right? What do? We sweep that high, grab some orders, start moving it down. Cool. We're not taking any trades yet there. What we're looking at, right, is we're trying to find an entry with a 50 tap, right? What is a 50 tap? A 50 tap is when price is like moving like this, right? We like to see price move pretty linearly. Now, it's not to say price can't, come in, shit on that high and then go lower. It can, but typically like to see price move in a channel, bullish or bearish, right? Now, what is a 50 tap, right? Within that channel, you're playing with the fibs from the high to a low, and you're trying to catch an entry at the 50 of that swing point to take it lower with trend or higher with trend, bearish or bullish, vice versa. So how can we do that here? Let's see. Right here, if you play this swing high to this swing low, right, coming out the open, that ended up TPing. Your entry would have looked like this. Short, stop would have been right there. Bam, 1-to-1. That would have TP'd. But why would you take that? That's fresh out the open. That's too risky. I don't like it, right? Now, let's say you play this one, right? This swing low, this swing high. That also comes into the 50 and hits TP. Now, I wouldn't have taken that either because you're coming into the VWAP. Now you're testing your luck. What if we come into the VWAP, which is this black line right here, and we reject it and we fill our entry right here and then we blow through our stop? It hit TP, cool, but our whole goal when we trade is to take trades that make more sense to go to your TP than make sense to go to your stop, right? All your trades should be mechanical, yes, but they need logic, right? Now, if you're patient and you played that swing high to this swing low, right? This 50 tap also hit, and it kind of went the whole day. Honestly, those 50 taps are running. 50 taps are perfect for days where you're trendy and you're just marking out the swing highs, swing lows, and playing it with trend. Now, why did I take this one on the live with all the members? Because if you see the 50% line, which is this blue line right here, it lines up with the VWAP and the 9 EMA, which is this blue line, right? The black line is the VWAP, blue line is the 9 EMA. It all lines up with the 50 tap, right? Price will come back in just like here, grab some orders and move lower. And if you see this candle right here, this is the 9:45 candle coming out the New York Open. That's the 15-minute close. The 15-minute candle just closed very bearish and strong below the New York low of the session, right? So now I'm trying to find an entry within this to take it lower. Now I can't find any engulfing candles or any SCEs. So if you're not finding any of those, maybe you could take a 50 tap. If it makes sense with trend, you can take it, right? So that's what a 50 tap. That is how you can use 50 taps to get in with trend. And you can see, they kind of run all day, right? This one kind of played out too. Boom, boom, boom. The structure is kind of just dumping. Now, right, even over here, right, when we take this low, right, the same way we took previous day's New York high, we took the New York low, right, from the session, from the 12th. Now we sweep those orders, right, and we start putting in our structure, right, respecting structure, moving up. Now within this, you could have taken a trade also, another 50 tap. Instead of this swing high to this swing low, because that's kind of stupid, we might tap here, reject, dump. What you could have done is waited for it to come up, respect this structure, and play maybe like this high, this low, play the 50 tap and come in. Or the best thing would have been, honestly, let it base, come up. You see it doesn't take that high. It's not even an equal high. And then it comes back down. You play this swing high to this swing low, or even this swing low. If you really want to put your stop there and have the best stop optimal, you're only risking an extra 2 points on your drawdown. But let's say you just play this one, right? This swing. That 50 tap would have banged, right? For those longs right there off of that, right? So go back test it, because these are ways you can really catch some nice entries. You're getting in at the 50. You could have targeted the VWAP. The VWAP could be an area where it's like a price magnet. Price can come towards it, or it can reject it, which it did here too. And keep an eye out for those New York highs and lows from previous day sessions to get swept, because that's where those big moves will come in, and a lot of the time where we catch a lot of reversals and flips on price. Now, if you can't take a 50 tap and it's just too big of a zone for you, what you can do is you could take SCEs or engulfings, right? So let's get into what that would be. So engulfing candles. What is an engulfing candle and what is an SCE? An engulfing candle is a candle that takes a previous candle's high and low, right? This one, it's a little bit of an equal wick to that one, but let's say this candle right here, how this candle eats this previous candle's low and high, right? Completely absorbs it, right? And if you get a closure above, even better. That's what I would consider a strong engulfing candle. Or this one, right? Low and high gets swept. This is a strong engulfing, right? Now an SCE would be when you get a confirmation candle, which would be a closure above that engulfing candle. Very simple, right? SE stands for single candle entry, right? Using the single candle for your entry, but you need the confirmation candle, which is the close above for the confirmation, right? Engulfing candle trades would just be just this, right? So the whole goal of an engulfing candle is you can mark out the high and the low of it, and if price seems right, you can catch a flip out that 50 and ride out that confirmation candle. And then maybe you can ping pong it with an SCE, right? What you can see though is here, this engulfing didn't pull back into the 50 exactly before it went and closed the confirmation, but you could have taken the SCE, which is also a better trade to take. It's higher win rate, more probability. And you could see, you mark it out, you move it over, and we tap back into the zone, instantly TP on the same candle, and the trade would have looked like this, right? It's a bullish SCE, so you're gonna go into buys, right? Bullish behavior, right? And bam, tap right there, trigger, TP, smack, easy. Now, the same way you can take TPs, you can take failures on these same candles, right? I always tell people, if you see an SCE TP once, do not take it again, because that is, even if it comes into the zone close and it doesn't trigger you and it goes back up in TPs, nobody knows you have this marked out. It's just going into the orders and moving it back out. You getting in a second time is you chasing the move, right? Same thing, if you got in here and you tried to go in for the second retap or whatever, you would have failed. But meanwhile, there's somebody like me on the other side of the coin who's playing the failure, right? So after you see, after you see this SCE trigger the 50%, right, and hit TP, right, you let it come back down. When you get in the 50, now you could play the flip on it, right, the reverse. Bam, right here, boom, smack those shorts. And you're targeting this low and not necessarily this low, which is the New York session low, right? So it's a higher probability to hit. This is why I tell people, right, take trades that make more sense to hit your TP than your stop loss. This is a trade I took on live. I'll show you right now, actually, in the Discord chat. I'll pull it up. So you can see that's literally a trade I took in Discord on the live, right? That's where I made a bunch of money. I was like, I don't miss, sniped it. Look at that, bam, caught that. Everybody ate. It was a banger, honestly, banger. Lock in. So you can see these are trades I'm taking every single day on the live with the members. The members are taking it. These are the, you know, it's textbook. Anybody could take this. Like, you know, as long as you can understand the model and pair logic with it and use discretion, you know, to your advantage, you can make a shit ton of money, a shit ton more than this is. It's insane, man. It's insane. I've seen people in my Discord go from 0 to 10K months within a couple months of trying to lock in and learn these models. It's not no overcomplicating gibberish. You know, it's straight to the point, very easy to learn. You know, it's more about grading your setups, figuring out what works, what doesn't. Most of all, though, remember, no matter what strategy you trade, no matter what model it is, complicating, simplified, whatever it is, if you don't manage your stops, you don't manage your risk, nothing's ever going to hit for you. So even on all these setups that I take, I always try to trade when it makes sense for me. If my stop on the trade looks too big, right, I'll size down. Or if I just don't like the trade, I'm just not going to take it. Even if it looks like, you know, good, but maybe the market's chopping or whatever it is, but it's my model, I don't have to take it. You're not obligated to take a trade, right? You're obligated to analyze, not execute, you know? So get that in your head, that more analyzing will actually make you more money in the end of the day than more executions. You don't need 100 trades a day. Maybe you just need 100 trades in a month, and that'll get you by just fine and probably put you where you want to be and hit your goals a lot faster. Look, you can see though, even right here, it happened right after that trade, right? We also had another SCE, right? You have an engulfing candle right here. Oops. You have an engulfing candle, right? It takes the high and the low of the previous candle. You mark it out, you move it over, and bam, taps in, smacks right off the VWAP, right? The VWAP lines up with the 50. It just makes sense. You know, it's not an SCE actually. It doesn't get a close below. The next candle after close below, I like to see it on the candle right after. So you could consider this an SCE, but I like to see it on the candle right after. But, you know, some people trade it differently. But yeah, that's an engulfing candle nonetheless. Hit TP. And yeah, just back test it, bro. Back test 50 taps, SCE. See right here, this engulfing candle came into the zone, hit TP too. You know, it happens a lot. Back test it, and you'd be very surprised. And yeah, if you want to learn more about the strategy, see how I trade, you want to see me trade live, screen sharing, showing you my exact P&L, everything that I'm doing. I trade live every single day, Monday through Friday. The link is in the description. I trade live in Discord. And yeah, I'll see you in there. If you're watching till the end of the video though, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I hope you learned something. I hope, you know, this video motivated you, and you know, I hope you actually back test it and use this to your advantage, because this is exactly what I'm doing to make, you know, a shit ton of money every single month. So please back test it, get comfortable with this. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, stay green, make good decisions.